next, we'll see Kyler Murray staring down a man he's faced many a time in practice. Patrick Peterson returns to the place he called home for 10 seasons. It's the Vikings and Cardinals, and it's next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals are set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Cardinal team as they get ready here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You've got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
Summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
And he comes off an incredible performance in the opener, 5 touchdown passes. Now look, you always want to start strong, but I think that's more than anyone, including himself, could have expected.
The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake, Cousins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, you've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona Cardinals offense coming out here for the first time, and you get a peek at Kyler Murray, the dangerous offensive weapon now in his 3rd season in the National Football League.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Good footwork at the 30, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. The numbers there for Connor in last week's game. 6 carries, 73 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. First down, Murray. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, and it'll bring up third down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Throwing is Cousins. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Play action now, Cousins. And this one is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
Now here's a throw off the scramble, and that's complete out left. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. On play action, Cousins. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Being chased out left. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the 2nd quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
Way to hustle, boy.
Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack.
And when you think of the Vikings, you think of a team that brings a lot of pressure to the quarterback, but a surprise in 2020, only 23 sacks as a unit last year. So they're in need of bigger production from their pass rush in 2021. Remember, last year's numbers, they were in the bottom 5 in the NFL. No way they want a repeat of that.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, but it's going to be 2nd down. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our... And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Murray. It's complete to Hopkins. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Murray to throw on 3rd and 1. And able to find Kirk complete. Pushing his way through. Touchdown, Cardinals! Christian Kirk, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
Prater for the extra point, and it will tie our game here in the 3rd. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And he returns this to the 22. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Play fake. Cousins on the move to his left. He goes right back to Jefferson, and this one complete. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They go play action. Cousins out to his left. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Cousins on first down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
This is caught, and he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. Now Cousins rolling to his left. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Vikings have taken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Joseph on for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with the pick. And the return will stop right around the 25. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Touchdown! Justin Jefferson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Joseph now to have the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. For the fourth quarter, we'll begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. On 2nd and 10, Murray And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And that one off the mark, a little late with the throw.
It was no secret who they were trying to get the football to.
Well, no, they went to him on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, all 3 incomplete.
Yeah, and when you're unable to connect and you force it in that direction, all you're doing is giving confidence to the defense. They feel like they're really hurting you in a big way.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt, and here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. This is caught. It's Kirk. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Murray now. Oh, now Murray has it stripped. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. Cook, a 1st down and more. Still fighting. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. They run. Cook. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Cousins here to throw. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson from 17 yards out. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Vikings. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again.
Yeah, I know it's only week 2, but you're exactly right because this team felt like they let one get away in the opener. And not only were they determined to not let the same thing happen here, they knew that they had to correct a bunch of things. So everything went wrong in game one. They took care of business with it in game two.
No problem there on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Murray now on first down. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And he'll go right back to Green, but this time it's complete. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, Murray. And incomplete on the deep ball.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now Murray's got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Throwing here, Cousins. And that almost their first INT in the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Steps away. There's Jefferson to pull that in. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Minnesota, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.